Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone. Monday Night Rookie, we are back for round 6, Spain. A few minutes behind schedule, obviously we've had the new patch update come out today. Allowed a few drivers just to get that quickly sorted, installed and ready. Good evening Elliot, drop us a quick thumbs up if you can hear me to make sure the comm system's working good this evening. Season's just joined, he's 15 seconds late. I don't think it'll allow him to continue. We've had a couple of issues with people joining late into qualifying sessions. It does allow them to go on track on this F1 2020. F1 2019 wouldn't allow you to set a lap. It does allow people to set lap times, but then either puts them at the back anyway or seems to drop random positions. We had a guy last week qualified P9 and was dropped down to P12. So we're not sure what's happening. We've had obviously a big patch update today, so hopefully this all may have been updated and sorted. Fingers crossed, so hopefully Season can set a lap. We've got Correct Savant, seems to be the first guy out on track. Let's have a look. Got Mo Salah coming down. The Alpha Tauri of Correct Savant. Puppy Junior left the session. Hope that's not terminal. Puppy Junior's been extremely impressive in recent races. Very good form. Pushed out with a bit of bad luck last week. We've got some of the drivers now mentioning a wet and rainy session for the race, so let's see who can impress this evening. Separates the men from the boys. There's a bit of wet, bit of water on track. So a fantastic race of the weekend, didn't we? With Lewis Hamilton absolutely showing his class. So Liam, how's your wet driving skills? Obviously we know that Spain's one of your, maybe not, I won't say your strongest, but you seem to really enjoy it round here, would you say? You said you were quite looking forward to the race today. So just looking through the grid, we do seem to be a couple of drivers short. Whether that's just due to this update, we've not quite made it in. We were confirmed the 19 races this evening. So Correct Savant is on his lap. He does have Season just in front of him on an out lap, I believe. Or is he on a lap as well? Either way, he's very close to him on circuit as they're coming through the second DRS zone. Entering turn 10 now, hard on the brakes. Looks to be affecting him a bit there. Bit of dirty air off the back of the red Ferrari. Get the track map up, we'll be able to see who is quick first on circuit. I do believe it is Correct Savant. So he goes over the line and sets. He's lapped out. I did think he'd already set a lap. We've got an issue there. So Carter, 1:17.322, a benchmark from Carter. Not sure if I just missed the back end if Correct had invalidated there. But no time went on the board. So we'll get Greeka and Cairo both setting lap times as Correct Savant is off into the gravel. He comes back on now, so let's hope if he did invalidate his first run, he can now have the fuel, or at least get back to the pits, refuel the car, go for another run. So who have we got on track? We've got Kojuti reserving this evening, Zach Salami, couple of impressive races so far this season, but as we mentioned in the past, not yet took a full-time seat due to other commitments. He's showing good form, but unfortunately unable to score himself the points. He's just another line, P5, that's a 1:18.0 from Quad Duty, as Barkaman, that's how you pronounce it, has joined us for a trial this evening to see how he fares against these rookie drivers. So we've had a guy join in the past who was 2.4 seconds a lot quicker than these guys. I don't think he was much of a rookie, or if he was bloody good. So unfortunately he wasn't able to continue. So it's Barkaman, he's joining us tonight as a trialist. See how he gets on, see how he fares against the guys. If he's nice and competitive, and it's a league he seems to enjoy, then a seat in the Alfa Romeo will be vacant for him to take. And obviously any points he's able to take from this session and this event, he can start working on a championship challenge. He comes around now and enters the pits. Season in the Ferrari, goes P5, knocks Quad Duty down one position. So we've got Bagos on the left, who was invalidated. Got some telemetry up, as he's really wide there. He's just trying to get a bit of heat into the tyres. You can just sort this car out, it seems to be all over the circuit. He's in the pits, so no time yet set by Bagos. Liam loves the track and loves the rain, so a good combination. So looking forward to some impressive stuff from you this evening then, Liam. See what you can do out of that Red Bull. So who have we got on an out lap? So lead outside was on an out lap, he's just over the line now to start his lap. Let's ride off board with lead outside in the Renault as he comes around turn 1. It would be nice to see the sector time difference of where he's compared to Greeker, but unfortunately we can only see track delta on themselves, so unfortunately that would be a nice feature for spectator modes for us to actually see where they compare against the grid and not just against their previous fastest lap. So we're a little blind as he comes through. Was that an invalidation? He's invalidated. He wants to get it turned all back down, get the airs off, get it turned back down, turn the fuel down and go again a bit later on. Getting prepared for another lap. Poppy Jr. been showing some promising speed over the last couple of weeks. He comes towards turn 10, goes purple sector 2, that's all got to go on. It could be 3 seconds down depending on sector 1, who knows. All I know is he's gone fastest through that particular part of the circuit. And he comes round through the final couple of corners now. Round turn 14, round turn 15, gets on the power, can he take it flat through turn 16? He does. Rides the curve nicely, DRS wide open, and puts in P4 with 1:17.462. Fantastic little lap time there by Poppy Jr. 8 tenths off Greeker in the Alpha Tauri. Carter up to P3, 17.322. My old beautiful McLaren. Just coming around the final corners now. He's using the airs, so it looks like he is on a second run. Nope. Off into the pits. So who have we got? I do wish I could cycle through the drivers first and then press X to then ride on board them. It's very jumpy how it skips through the drivers as I try and find someone. The correct savant. Was that correct savant? He just jumped up. I saw a bit of movement there, but obviously Maverick 123. Obviously plenty of time to find there. Maverick, one of our Well, very quick drivers round Spain. I raced Maverick in this league last season, the opening side of last season, and we pretty much battled every single lap for the race win for the whole Grand Prix. It was fantastic. Bit of battle in between us both. I think the difference was I was running a preset 3, so I could stay with him throughout this tight, twisty sector 2 and the final couple of corners of sector 3. Maverick was running a little bit less downforce, so I could not pass him down the straight, even with the DRS and ERS. It was a fantastic show of events. Unfortunately, that was not streamed live, but we are live today. So, see what Maverick can do. I did just miss his sector time there, see what his delta was on his previous attempts. He comes round now, final couple of corners, 13, 14, 15. On the throttle. Into first gear for an extra rotation, doesn't use the curbing, DRS open. Must be on the lap now because it's only a 19.4, so a good nil on from 2.8 seconds off the lead. As Quad Duty has come out the black pits. They completely ruined that attempt. Needs to be a little bit more aware of his surroundings as he's coming out the pit lane. Mo Salah returned this evening. He's been sorting a couple of personal laps to sort that out. He's all back this evening in the Renault. P12 on his return, 19.3. Just a solid lap there, isn't it, by Greeka. 5/10 clear of P2 Cairo. Very close at the top of this championship. We've got Cairo currently in P1 in the Mercedes with a total of 59 points, very closely followed by our current P3 Carter in the McLaren. He's currently second in the championship with 58 points, so only 1 point separating the top two, and then even as close as it can be, Greeka and Iron Knight both on 57 points, so not even a point separates those two drivers. So Iron Knight currently down in P9. He'd like to improve on that lap time, get himself right up to the top with the battling three that are up there. But Puppy Jr. currently P7 in the championship. I can imagine a good hard battle and a good hard race from Puppy Jr. He's been impressive recently. Lee sets himself up now to set a good lap time. Not yet managed to put a time on the board. We'll see what he does after completes the 16 corners. Takes a bit of curving there. Feathers that throttle around turn 3. The notorious turn 4. Hamilton and Rosberg took each other out. Rule number 1. I believe that was Magnus just to pop himself up there. Cairo retired from the session. He has, I can see him. The end of turn 11. He must have just took a bit of too much curve. He's currently P2. Hopefully that is secured there. Magnus chucked his car into the P3 spot provisionally. He just looked to the left hand side to see a strucken Mercedes in the gravel and out of this session. Got 4 minutes remaining. Lee currently down in P16. He goes over the line now, out of the RS power. P13, a 1:18.4. So Liam, yet to leave the pit lane. Favourite circuit, loves the rain. So if he's excited for the rain, hopefully he can be excited to set a fantastic lap time. Get himself up as high as he can on the grid for the start of this Spanish Grand Prix. We're waiting for you, Liam. 2 minutes to go. He's leaving it late. Puppy retires from the session. I believe that just to be in the pit lane. So Syson did join late, has managed to set a lap time. Very close between Benjamin, Cardiff and Season, both doing a 17.8. Liam, he's out on circuit now, on the soft compound tyres. Everyone seems to have gone for the softs. Let's have a look. Details of best laps. All on the soft compound. Hey Rayner, hey there Quad Duty, how are you young man? Nice lap, P4, 1:17.2. Is the time on the board? Have you left about 6-7 tenths on the circuit somewhere that you know of? Any small mistakes? Well, your PS4 name was Zach, so yeah, I can imagine why everyone did call you Zach. Do we just call you Quad now? Yeah, down to P5. Liam, it's a little bit shaky there. I believe it is just his outlap, so he's not compromising himself just yet. As he enters the penultimate corner now, sets himself up. Wasn't the quickest way around that corner, he had a bit of a snap. He's got 1 minute 40 to go, so he should have just enough time for 2 flying laps. The wife enters the room. You come to join me on comms, my love? Okay. That sounds fantastic when there's 2 here. Sorry, I can't remember the password for this laptop for ABC, VE. Not, there you go. Liam's invalidated. So he's only got 1 minute 10 to go, so he needs to get himself recharged, re-energised. Get himself a lap on the board. He does like to leave it late, Liam, on all our leagues. He races with us on a Friday and a Sunday in Formula 2. And he does like to put himself under pressure. So he's invalidated now, and we'll have to stay on board. He's the only man yet to set a lap time. Mo Salah is slowly starting dropping down the board in his return, currently P16, so I think he is out on circuit, so I'm hoping he can set a lap and get himself up the board. Lee Darkside still P13, Maverick P14. And I thought that had invalidated Liam again, so no, he hasn't invalidated. He's on the final run he can as he enters turn 1. Just about kisses the apex, nicely on the pallet. He comes through. I would love to see the fastest sectors across the top so I can compare. It'd just be something that I would love to see. It would help my job an awful lot. So he's not gone fastest through sector 1. A little bit wide there, not on the most optimal racing line. So qualifying is now over. Anyone yet to cross the line will be unable to set a lap, but they can finish their laps that they're currently on. As Liam comes around the tricky turn 9, DRS wide open. No. Has he got an issue with DRS? But it didn't look like it. The rear wing was open on that Red Bull. Jumps the curb, round turn 11, and has invalidated. The track map has gone red. He'll be gutted with that. Straight into the pits. And we'll start this Grand Prix, P16. P17, sorry. Oh, Liam. Maybe sometimes it's probably worth just going out a little bit earlier. It's taking a bit of pressure off as Quad Duty chucks it into P2. Almost matching Greeka's time. So who's still on the lap? Bagos has retired in the pits, I believe. So Iron Knight, as we mentioned, currently P4 in the championship. The lovely RPM glitch. Looks like a Dalek is riding on board and powering that Mercedes. He comes through the timing beam. He's 3.5 seconds off, so he's not going to improve. Magnus dips it into the gravel. Round turn 9, DRS open. We'll see the timing beam. 30 seconds off, so he's definitely not going to improve. And I think that is our lot. Coming over the line, he's invalidated, but on his debut for Rayners Racing League, Monday Night Rookie, Barkerman, 15, sets a 1:17.6, solid performance in P9, starts within the top 10. One second separating from him from Paul. Not a bad debut on his first league outing. Greeka here, hello Greeka. Could not improve. Yeah, I mean, it's still a solid lap time. You know, you've took pole position, 16.6, very closely matched by Quad Duty, which was Zach Salami. So he's changed his name. Cairo, championship rival in P3. Carter, championship rival in P4. And Magnus Nicolay, P5. Showing some great speed around this Spanish circuit. Good evening, Magnus. How are you, young man? Happy with that qualifying position? Oh, it is raining for the race. Oh, I see why you all went on the softs then. Makes a lot of sense. No split strategies for a dry start and then it's slowly becoming wet. I would have loved that P2. Yeah, well, obviously. Oh, they still separate the men from the boys. A bit of wet driving. Personally, can't stand the rain. I find these cars do nothing but slide as they are. Well, that's a preset setup that we tend to use. I think next season for F1 we might have to go to custom. Wait for the million comments from Ben Cardiff saying yay, yay, yay. Keeps asking for it. We'll have to see. But I'm hit the wet. Oh, Elliot, no. So what, keeping it clean. Hopefully you've picked a decent strategy when it comes to your setup you chose. I think a 4's normally quickest round here, but who's gone for 3? Who's gone for 2? Start the formation lap. Greeka leads the field on the intermediate tyres. So I did mention in the latest update that I get to see penalties on screen now, so I'm hoping that I'm not seeing any changes. I'd like to see more from a spectator's point of view. You know, give us a few more options. I've mentioned I'd like to see the fastest sector times and maybe who set each sector. Also, the drivers can see all this information back in the pit lanes. It'd be nice if I had you know, just at the top or the one side, show the 3 sectors and who got the fastest there, you know, in each one. What else could we have? Any comments from anyone? Any ideas? What would make a better stream for us? Because I think the hardest thing from a streamer's point of view is obviously what do I focus on? So we're all the 17 drivers are getting some heat into the tyres. Got intermediate green stripe tyres on. Had my son just come in then, little Riley Rayner. So we should get him into the league. He's doing well. He's practicing on his Formula 1 games. The next Rayner Junior join us on track. We've had no misdemeanors on the formation lap, which is great. Monday Night Rookie, I do promote clean racing and award all the drivers with an extra World Championship point if at the end of the Grand Prix their name is not on the race director for being caught up in a collision. It's obviously for them to check whether they've been caught up in a collision, whether or not it was their fault. They just need to quickly check their race director out at the end of the Grand Prix. Just provide footage if they are mentioned, just showing that it wasn't their fault, and I'll reinstate the point, but just to promote some bit of clean racing. So there's the 17 drivers lined up now. Liam loves Spain and loves the wet. Starting P17, is he going to take driver of the day? So we've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. See, how's he going to get away cleanly? I'm hearing noise. And they're underway now. Seem to have get away cleanly. Everyone's pretty much maintaining formation, not moving too much. We've got 2 cars making contact in the wall, spinning round. Not sure who that was just yet. There's a bit more damage into turn 1. I think that's Bagos has managed to jump a couple of places. Bit of wet weather chaos there. Yep, Bagos up 3 positions, top 4 maintained. Iron Knight maintaining his P6, Magnus and Puppy Jr. So they're the 2 guys caught up in a first lap collision. That is not ideal for Puppy Jr.'s championship title hopes. It is wet and there is a safety car, so he can repair that car. Chuck a new set of intermediate boots on and rejoin the back of the pack. That's a safety car further back. Looking through now to making sure all the cars are clean from damage. What have we got? The mid-pack look alright too so far. So Puppy Jr., I think with Puppy and Magnus had a coming together at the start. Not sure if somebody just didn't leave enough room. But Liam kept it out the walls. He's made a position on Magnus, but he'll be boxing for a win. So will Puppy Jr. Lee Darkside gain the position. Puppy up to P10. Not mentioned Puppy this evening. Puppy that seems to have had a bit of lap 1. There was a bit of front wings bouncing around. He has lost the end plate. Got a couple of penalties popping up here. No, not sure if there's a contact penalty. So this must be the update patch we mentioned earlier. It shows me who's got penalties. Now I'm not sure whether these are very early and quick corner cutting penalties, or if they're contact penalties under safety car, or contact penalties for turn 1. Be nice to have a conversation with a few of the drivers after the race. Chiron's getting extremely close there to the Alfa Romeo. Having a quick cycle through this new, so we've just had Carter collision with Bagos, but Carter didn't seem to pick up a penalty. So again, it'd be nice to speak to the drivers regarding what's happened there. I'm not quite sure how Carter, being the lead car, can create contact with Bagos. Normally it's the driver behind just outbraking themselves. And a bit too close to the car in front. Predicted pit stops, intermediate to intermediate to intermediates to some intermediates. I think it's going to be full intermediate driving throughout the whole Grand Prix. Not going to get lighter or heavier, which is unfortunate. I'd like to see it some changeable conditions. It mixes it up, bit of strategy. So in the box we have gone on there? I thought they were boxing. Got to slow down because they're in the pits. I'm not sure what's gone on there. We seem to have some bit of major contact between a couple of teammates. Lee Darkfire lost an end plate. It was up to P12. As Mo Salah's completely lost the right hand side of his wing. There's something gone on there between the two Renault drivers. Safety car will be in soon. It's not the best conditions to be just sat behind the safety car, losing tyre temperature. Ackerman up to P7, getting 2 positions from the start. Bargos up 3 positions. Our biggest winner so far is Puppy in P10. Have a quick look through. I'm not sure if the I mean, these two Renaults seem to have touched each other on the pit straight somehow. Both do have minor and moderate wing damage. Obviously they're then going to hold each other up if they both do decide to pit this lap, which I suspect they're both going to. Not ideal from the two Renault boys. Because Cairo's just picked up a penalty. I'm not sure what's happened to Cairo, but the race is underway. I never saw a sign saying safety car in this lap, so I've completely missed the restart, so I'll be out again. The two Renaults have had to re-box. The safety car's finished, that's cost them massively. Puppy up to P7, so this restart's gone right for some and wrong for others. Trying to look through. Liam from P17 on the inside of Maverick. They're going off board with this. Oh, 2 abreast, 3 abreast. Someone break proper hard swerve to avoid them, and then everyone smashed into them. So yeah, drop some footage in, boys. Let's have a look at that. Sure what's going on there. It's all argy-bargy in the mid-part. They're all trying to get some track position. Ackerman up to P4, he'll be happy with that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Cairo down to P14 with 0 front wing. He was leading the race, or he was up there with Greeker. I'm not sure if there's been a bit of a miscommunication with the safety car restart, but not ideal for Cairo, our only double race winner of the season. 4 different winners in 5 races so far. Greeker, one of the race winners. He'll be hunting this evening for his second, but he's got Quad Duty and Iron Knight firmly on the rear of them. Barker man. Was it Barca man? Could be Barca. In the Alfa Romeo on his debut, closely followed by Season in the Ferrari. Lap 5 is off around, slight little gap from Season in P5 to Ben Cardiff in P6, but Ben Cardiff up 5 positions. Closely followed by Puppy, who'll be trying to reel him in this torrential weather. All with the intermediate tyres on, which looks to be the case for the rest of the race. Correct Savant. Had second off Puppy. Quad Duty gaining on the race leader. Only 3/10 separate the top 2. But with no DRS of this Grand Prix, if it's going to continue to rain like this. Puppy Junior was a little bit wide in P8. Seems to have pulled it back a little bit, Puppy Junior. I think he chopped a bit early on. And the gear looks he's diving, sliding. Oh, the contact, and he's clipped his son, and they're both round. Barfoot sets the fastest lap of the race, but Puppy and Puppy Jr., the two Haas drivers, has he got any damage? Or is it just light contact on the back of his Haas car? He's going to go up to the lead battle. It's hotting up now. 4 of them. 2 Alfa Romeos. So Barthelman in P4 as it stands. Cracking debut at the moment. It's looking good for him. Lap 6. He can see the race leader. There's only a couple of seconds separating the top 4. Season in the Ferrari, currently P5. Fantastic race for Season last night. Round 1 of the Formula 2 cars. He won the sprint race. So yeah, it was my driver of the day. Fantastic result by Season. Ben Cardiff slowly dropping back, nearly 3 seconds, yep, 3 seconds now off Season in the Ferrari, so he just needs to slowly get up onto the back of that car, try to join this battle. So Liam down in P10 at the moment, but starting P17, so he's doing alright so far, up 7 positions, our biggest gainer of position changes so far. Let's see if he can make some work on Magnus and Maverick. Only 1.3 off. Mentioned no DRS for duty, 32.0, fastest lap of the race so far. Correct Savant, flying is Correct Savant in P7, 6/10 quicker than the leaders. As Magnus Nicolai on Maverick into turn 1, wasn't quite close enough. The Delta showed that he was almost alongside him, less than 10 separated the two. Learning as I go, turning the mic off whilst I vape, and chatting to the drivers, asking them for a bit of feedback regarding my streams, where I can improve. Obviously the better I do, the more entertaining it is for you guys to watch back, as Cairo's right on the rear of Puppy. He's got round him into turn 1. I think Puppy's nursing a bit of damage. Nope, he's had a front wing change, so Puppy back in this race, P15. Behind championship leader. So if he continues doing what Cairo does, he should gain some positions. Obviously Cairo down 11 from the start of the race. So back to the race lead. As he come down the main straight now. No DRS unfortunately. He's having to use the overtake. He saved plenty of it, but there's not enough, too far back. Don't know what style brake he's using, but it's enough to keep him in front down the straight. Still, we haven't got any DRS assistance. Only 2.5 tenths separating these two drivers. Barthelman, 4 tenths back on Iron Knight. Ben Cardiff up to P5, so up 6 positions now. Be enjoying this one, will Ben? In the Williams, but he's dropping back 5.5 seconds off Barthelman. Oh, Salah. Quite a bit off the track now. He's only just a corner in front of the race leader. Soon be lapped at this rate. More being caught up in a bit of issue. Carter obviously down in P16, down 12 positions. I'm not sure if it was Carter that was caught up in a bit of contact from Argy Bargy as the safety car restart. I'd like to see some footage from that, see what was going on. Come round the final couple of corners, he's got 100% airs. Using it. Problem with these conditions, they can save the airs a lot more than they could normally. Not really having much effect. And both using down the main straight, but cancelling each other out unfortunately there. Bagos with a time penalty. Because these penalties do seem to be going off of the screen as well, so I'm not sure if they're being served in the pit lane. The yellow flag in sector 2, it can't be Iron Knight, so it must be Cairo. What's happened to Cairo? He was just in front of Puppy for P14, now dropped back to P16, so a bit of a nightmare. So almost a Bottas-esque from the race of the weekend, struggling down in the Mercedes as his teammates right up the top battling for the win. So where can IM90 Quad Duty capitalise to try and attack Greeka for the race lead? 4 tenths off quad. 4 tenths off Greeka is quad. Can he force him into a mistake? Is he just trying to keep the pressure there? Turn 1's not the best of places, it doesn't seem. They're both just cancelling each other out with the ERS. Got a yellow flag at an exit of turn 2. Have a look at that in a minute. Just seems to be some early Puppy, but he's got a run on him now. And the Greek made a bit of a mistake, but he's through and he's passed. Greek is trying. Greek is back through. What a fantastic bit of driving by these two guys. Jostling to and fro. While the two leaders are battling, it's allowed Bartha to get right up there and right with them. So the more they do it, it will bring the rest of the pack into them. But we've got a close battle between the Alpha Tauris and the Alfa Romeos. Cairo has been through the pit lane, so he is a lap down. He is entitled to a lap himself, but it'll be not something these top 4 will want. They'll just want to keep battling and their eyes peeled on their car and their main rival in front of them. Obviously Cairo a lap down. Safety car came out now. You just hope that the cars in front could pit so he can get back onto that lead lap. One thing you should never do is give up. Points make prizes. We've got pit windows currently open, lap 11 to 16, so obviously it's around now you'd expect some of the drivers to pit. So obviously you've got Quad Duty and Bartha both in the Alfa Romeos battling for 2nd and 4th. Now obviously less than a second separate these two drivers on the track, so bit of team call, team strategy. Hopefully they're in communication with each other. We're going to just discuss that strat. Who's going to box, as we have, is that Carter to the outside of turn 9? Let's have a quick look, hopefully we'll not miss much. Yeah, that's Carter. Down in P15, his qualifying was fantastic, he's just having a bit of a nightmare when it comes to the race. Whether it's just the wet weather, he's just not to his liking. Back up to the top, trying to unlap himself with Cairo, but fortunately for the top 4, that's just going to take their eyes off the racing line. They need to have their eyes set for the guys in front. You don't really want to be looking at the guy behind, but he has got the pace, he's entitled to unlap himself as long as he doesn't intervene. Mate is a little bit slippy there, but then Barsaman does as well. Impressive stuff. Greeka sets the fastest lap of the race. Tremendous pace in that Mercedes there. Teammates next. Not got much of a break. He was, oh, caught the snap. Just to settle himself back down, just slowly work to claw it back. Only 1.1 off by a night in the Mercedes in P3. Liam enjoying these conditions, up to P8. Trying to catch Magnus in the Williams for P7. Maverick on the back of Ben Cardiff, closely followed by Magnus. We've got a nice little battle here for P6 or P5. Going around turn 9 now. No DRS unfortunately. Plenty of airs, power in that Racing Point. Soon to be Aston Martin. Looking forward to that livery for 2021. It doesn't look like the rain's going to ease off. I'm not seeing anyone coming to the pits just yet. Bit of a Williams sandwich. Maverick's finding himself in. Can he get a good exit from turn 16 and get a run on Ben Cardiff? Seems like he carried a lot more speed through there. Overtake wide open. Can he send one up the inside? Can he get it slowed down on the apex? He has. He's in front. Round turn 2. Round the very, very long turn 3. And Maverick is through. So Magnus next to try and attack his teammate, or will team orders be called? Don't think so with Magnus. He'll be trying to get past as quick as he can. So that Renault, is that the Renault of Mo? The Renault of Mo Salah, I don't know who, just moving over to set the leaders through there. Found himself on a difficult part of the circuit to let them through. Puppy completely off the circuit. Might get a big penalty for that one. I know you're just trying to, yep, 10-second time penalty for that. I know you're just trying to get out of the way. And he's round again on that same tragic corner. His son in P12. Bit of a nightmare race as Puppy today. So Grieker in the pit box. Another set of intermediate tyres. As we see a safety car. Now this could shake it up. This could have just cost Grieker. Mo Salah. Instant drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Down in P14. So Grieker. He has pitted. Well, this delta, I do believe, goes on your previous lap. So Ben Cardiff. I think they're both getting illegal overtakes on each other here. Yeah, Grieker's trying to slow down to let him back past. I think as Carter goes past, not Carter, so Carter's out of position. Carter's P15, so not sure what's going on here. Carter's allowed him through again. So Bob Duty will obviously enter the pit box now. A long way clear of Grieker, who I think has just lost the lead of this Grand Prix. But Barkerman, he's decided to carry on. Now I think during a safety car, I hope he's listening, the best thing to do there is lift off, give yourself a 5-6 second gap and try and follow your teammate in. Because trying to go around another lap now, you're going to pick up the safety car. And unfortunately you're going to lose a lot of positions. You racing to the line, guys, keep going. Can you get in front of Iron Knight? There's your line. I think he just about got him. Is he lifting? He's not lifting to let him by. So he's lost out to Quad Duty, but he's stayed in front of Iron Knight, so probably the best he could have done. Ben Cardiff was in P6, decided not to box. He's in P3, whether that was a strategy call on his teammate. His teammate has been through the pits, chose wrong setup and had to give position back to Grieker even though we passed the safety car line. Well, I don't think you're going to pass the safety car line if you have to, mate. Must have just been before it. So I'm guessing as you've lifted it to give it back, you've, was that what caused a bit of a pile-up, was it, Cairo? Is it Cairo, Cyro? We have had this conversation. You did tell me. Yep, Cairo, we were right. Just double checking. Yeah, but you say like CY, it could be Cyro or Cairo, but obviously from our text we've just figured out KI for Cairo, SI for Cyro, we're doing Cairo. Is that, I hope that's right? On the headset, we would have been able to sort that out. So, Barthaman still decided not to pay, which is risky. I'd say, you know, he was in a solid P4. I think he would have lost a couple of positions. So Ben has now been through the pits, or he's into the pits as we speak. Liam up to P7. He did say he likes this weather, and obviously the safety car has come into play. A couple of teammates close by, ignoring yellow flag for Carter, has now been disqualified from the session. I don't know if that was he's trying to unlap himself. He cost himself to be disqualified. He was doing fantastic. He's up there in the championship. He was up there in qualifying. And this wet and rainy Barcelona circuit seems to have destroyed any hopes he's got of points. He's now out of the race with the DSQ. Extremely unfortunate for Carter. Don't like bias, but I was rooting for Carter. He's been pretty impressive since he took over my car there. The Barca currently leading this Grand Prix. We are just shy. I wonder how many points I'm behind now. Yeah, there's only a point in it, unfortunately, Cairo. Carter, obviously I think he was your closest rival in P2. I believe, and then you had Greeker and Iron Knight only 2 points behind, so you've probably lost a good 23 points as it stands if Greeker or Iron Knight are to win this Grand Prix, but it is only lap 16, we are just about halfway through this race. That's cost you big time. That is, Barcaman is going to come out at the back of this pack. Why has he waited 3 laps racing under safety car to decide to pit now? He's gone from P4 and he's going to, as the pack's bunched up, he's going to come out right at the back and barring anyone else coming in the pits, which it doesn't look like they are. What a bad strategy from Barcelona. He's joined the league tonight. He's told it's his first league race. He's never raced before in a league, and that strategy has cost him terribly. So he's down in P13. Mo Salah and Puppy still running, but I'm guessing are down a lap. That's Puppy, I believe, at the side of the track. I'm not sure what's going on there with Puppy. Watch your space, boys. Decent. And Puppy, severe collision. What's happening there? Someone's driven into someone. Just maintain space, boys. I mean, looking at the pack now, you're all so close together. You can't do anything until the safety car comes in, and you certainly can't do anything until the start-finish line. You're allowed 10 car lengths, so use it. No point staying within 10 centimetres if you're going to pick up a 5-second time penalty. Maintain the gap and maintain the space to the car in front and behind. Everyone just does it to the car in front, you'll all have a lovely gap. As the safety car announcing, it will be in this lap, so I'll try and catch it this time. Our second safety car, so let's move our way up the field. I can't have a fail for Barker, but I'm not sure why he stayed out for that long. I think if it was me, I'd have just backed off on that first initial lap, knowing safety car was out. I just backed off, give myself a bit of space, back the pack up. You are legally entitled to do it. You don't have to stay within. It's not like a delta where you have to pit to it. You know, you can back off a bit and go into the pits. Following you, he's followed this safety car very closely. He's not gone yet. Risky decision, but he's gone now. Pack was fairly bunched up. A little bit of damage. I think it's going into the box. Iron Knight looks to the inside of Greeker, doesn't seem to be close enough. Maverick now up to P4. Missed that with all the battling. Puppy's decided to retire, he's had enough. Not gone well. Correct Savant on the inside of Maverick. Not the fastest way to travel through the grass. We keep it between the white lines. Magnus seems to have got the jump on his teammate. Magnus now in front of Benjamin Cardiff. Two Williams drivers currently running P6 and P7. .6 seconds clear is Quaduti at the moment from Greeker in P2. Iron Knight looking to the inside. Pokes his nose out. They all come round. Turn 11. Quaduti stretching his legs. 1.9 seconds. Got a yellow flag. That would be Puppy Junior. He's round. They've had a bit of a torrid time of pass this evening. Puppy Junior, one of my favourites to win. His time will come, but I think unfortunately it's just not going well for him at the moment. Half amount up to P11, he'll be trying to regain the loss of positions through hitting late on the safety car once the pack punts back up. Not the best of strategy calls. Bagos on seating his teammate in the Ferrari. He's not said much of Bagos this evening. Keeping himself nice and quiet. He's down 2 positions. He qualified P8. Currently running in P10. Mosala is out of this Grand Prix. Bagos runs through the gravel. Miles Barthelman into the final championship point position. So Liam, P8 for Liam, 6 tenths off Ben Cardiff. Quaduti is now 2.4 seconds clear of Greeker in P2. He's stretching them legs, trying to push that Alfa Romeo as far up the road as he can. It's a 3-second gap now. I think Greeker preferred being in the lead. As you can see on the track map, big gap. Lead outside seems to be struggling. Not lead outside, he seems to have a car slowly moving. Mo Salah, if they DNF. Terrible race to me, everywhere. Yeah, on to the next one unfortunately, Mo. We'll move on. It's only round 6, 20 races left. Puppy Junior sliding around the curves. Yeah, it's only round 6, 22 race calendar. Yellow flag sector 2, I think. We've got a bit of an issue from the lead outside there in the Renault. But Liam on the back of Ben Cardiff. Approaches turn 10. Up 90 metres, hard on the brakes. On the camera view looking backwards. We'll be looking forwards on this one. Comparing the two drivers for efficiency. Both got plenty of it. We'll go on turn 15. Can we get good traction, good exit to get a run? That's how they've all been doing it. Kind of waiting more for mistakes from the points from the car in front. Barsaman 1:30.06, the fastest lap of the race, but down in P9. So cost himself that P4 spot. Doing so well. He's impressive to watch on his debut. Wet, difficult conditions. Like little lag there, jumping around. He's 8/10 off Liam. I think Liam needs to get a shuffle on, get past Ben Cardiff, otherwise Barca will be trying to pass Liam. Currently the fastest man on the track. Not much separates them for fastest laps, they're all within the 130s, 131s. So a gap to the leader now. 10 seconds off the lead. That late pit stop cost him. Can't help but say they should have been right up there. Whoa, Liam was a little bit wide. Barca wants to capitalise. He's having to lift, he's on a bad angle. Not the best run out of the final corner. He's using the overtake, the both out. We'll head down into turn 1. That's not the best angle for us, we can't see. And he's got him. He's run past Liam. Up to P8 is Barcelona. 11 seconds off the lead of Kojuti, who's pulled out a 4.2 second gap to Grieker. The Barsaman battled beautifully into P4, down to P13, has managed to claw back a P8 spot. Got 12 laps remaining, including the one we're on. Seems to be a bit of a train of cars just in front of him. Ben Cardiff next up the road in the Williams. Zagos picks up a 3-second time penalty. So I'm hoping these penalties we're looking at do come and go as the guys are serving 5-second penalties in the pit lane. Now, Kojuti is showing one. Now whether that's a corner cutting penalty, I'm yet to learn all what the penalties are for and what they're showing us. But Grieker, 4.3 seconds off the leader, not showing to have a penalty, so corner cutting seems to be pretty good from P2 all the way down to Barca in P8. Have another look back at the interval, so Bagos 6/10 off his teammate Thiessen. He's using the overtake, but so is his teammates, they're cancelling each other out. Kojuti, fantastic lead at the moment, 4.7 seconds clear. Barsaman, less than half a second separates him and Ben Cardiff. He's a lot quicker at this point on the circuit. Seems to be enjoying these conditions. Fortunately, without the DRS, he seems to be struggling to pass the cars, so we'll just save the pull back pit straight. That has now left the session, but they obviously got disqualified a while back, so the stricken McLaren to the right hand side. In turns 9 and 10. 13 drivers remaining. We've lost Mo, Salah, Puppy, Cairo and Carter. That was this round 6 Spanish Grand Prix. Still a long way to go. A long way to go for this title battle. Grieker looking in a strong position. Reserve for duty, currently leading the race. So steady, don't be picking up a penalty. Is that costing you? That exit of turn 15 he seems to be struggling with. I think he just needs to master and go a bit more slower into turn 13, 14, 15 and get that good exit out of turn 15 with flat round turn 16 if possible, but he seems to be having a good run on him there and he's brakes later and he's through as he comes on turn 2 now. He's now up to P7. Ben Cardiff in the Williams. Still up 3 positions. He did start just outside the points. He's still in 8th place. Liam touches the curb there, seems to get a bit of a slide on. The next man for Bartlett is Correct Savant in P6. 2.8. Can he catch? Magnus Mikkel currently P5. 6/10 off Maverick. Maverick, bit of a terrible start to the season. He's openly said he was given the Red Bull. Felt like it was cursed. I think Maverick was my original winner for this series. I thought he was going to win it, but his first 3 races he had nothing but bad luck and trouble. Put it down to a cursed Red Bull. He asked for a team change, so he's now driving the BWT Racing Point. Goes wide there in from turn 14. As you can see, just allowed him to get close enough, but not enough down this point of the circuit, which is where it matters. So Barton, just keep an eye on that. He's got it down to 2.2 seconds now, so he's stuck around 7/10 out of Correct Savant AlphaTauri. Puppy Junior, DNF, that's a strange part of the circuit to crash. Is that a car's now gone, so Puppy Junior, unfortunately, he's now out of the Grand Prix as well. I don't know if it's just a weather thing, it's cost a couple of these drivers to get to the end of the race. 8 laps remain, plus the one we're on. Magnus would love a bit of DRS. The approach turn 10, they've gotten a lot closer than he is now. They've gone for an overtake. Wet weather conditions. Cars are currently the quickest they've ever been in Formula 1, breaking lap records. Don't want them going in any quicker in the rain. The majority of the drivers are handling it well. Oh, Barcelona picks up a 3-second time penalty. Magnus round the outside, not easy to do. Going before the even timing line. But Maverick's coming back at him. So there's a slight gear change missed there by Magnus, but Maverick says thank you very much. As Grieker enters the pit lane. Now what's happened to Grieker? Trying something different. You thought a lot of the guys would have tried to stretch these tyres to the end of the race. I think Grieker was one of the first to pit from the front. Promoted everybody up a position. Still yet to box. Maverick up to P2. Iron Knight effective P1. As Coduty we've mentioned before is only reserving this evening, so will not be classified in the results. Iron Knight and Maverick battling hard with Magnus. Magnus back up to P3. Maverick down to P4. All the while is allowing Correct Savant and Barthaman to catch. Which should be great for Barthaman after dropping down from P4. He'll be kicking himself for that one. It's always good to take something away and to learn from it. Maverick struggling there for round turn 15 and 16. Correct Savant now extremely close to the back of Maverick, catching up nicely. The Grieker down in P10 after that pit stop, down 9 positions. Was that final pit stop the right way to go? As the race leaders now on the exit of turn 5, on the no-name corner of turn 6. Not much of a corner, it's just more of a kink in the road. Can Grieker regain time? Have a quick look at the gaps to the leaders. The Greek are 26.5 seconds off the back of Paduti. Now can they get to the end of the race? He was 5 seconds behind him on track before he pitted. So we're looking at around a 22-second pit stop. 22 seconds to pit. But can Greek get that time down now? Show where he's on track. He's behind Season for P9, so he's not like he's been dropped into an open bit of space. The Paduti is carrying on. I'd love to see tyre wear from some of these drivers. Would they be pitting again? We're only 6 laps to go. You'd think, I mean, Barthelman, Magnus setting the fastest laps of the race. 1:29. So I can't imagine they're going to be pitting the guys up the front with the lap times like that. If they're quick enough to set the fastest lap, quick enough to stay on the circuit. Clearly not struggling with any form of tyre wear. So has Greeka just cost himself big opportunity? He's got his championship leader and championship rival Cairo and P2 place Carter out of the Grand Prix, neither scoring points. So Greeka could have took a big advantage out of these guys. And, you know, he's still 26 seconds off the lead with 6 laps to go. Cairo did mention, I wonder how many points I'm behind now. Lol. Well, probably not as many as you think. Iron Knight looks to be controlling it well. Magnus, I believe, is down mid-pack. Maverick's around mid-pack. There's only really Iron Knight capitalising on as many points as he can out of the top 3. Magnus, Barthelman, they're all very close. We enter lap 29. The Greeka has set the fastest lap with 29.0. But is it enough? Can he come back? He's past decent. P9, 2.8 seconds off Bagos in P8. Should he have stayed out? Is as well, 46%, correct Savant, 100% as he's saving it, he's ready, he does not want to be overtaken. Close to the rear of Maverick in P4, 1 second, 8 tenths separate the two, no DRS, so a 1 second margin, as correct Savant boxes, so this could be it. Are they all struggling now? I mean, a couple were setting fastest laps, but is it an Alpha Tauri thing? Have the team called the guys in? Do they need to box? Do they have to box? Should they or could they go to the end? Ben Cardiff goes through into P6. Barthelman up to P5. New change of tyres. Same green marked intermediate. Trundles down the pit lane at an antagonising speed compared to those on track. Greeka is through by a long way. Greeka up to P8. Over 10 seconds in front of his teammate now. Liam sliding all over the curbs. That's it. 8 tenths off Maverick in P4. Maverick showing he hasn't got a penalty. He's doing what he needs to do. don't think the safety car have kind of changed the strategy enough to the point where they are starting to struggle, but you cannot warrant a pit stop. Liam picks up a further 3 seconds. I mean, this graphic does show penalties, which is great. I mean, you can kind of remember who's got penalties, but it's not showing how many, so we're still none the wiser really of what positions then from 8th to 11th have. You know, we don't know what position changes that may change at the end of the race. Barca 3 tenths off Maverick. Looking at regaining that P4 spot he lost, but when can he gain a 3-second gap to Maverick? And not to lose it back on penalties. Magnus in P3, Maverick, best man of the drive so far with a drive from P14 up to P10. He's doing extremely well. He's going to get driver of the day from Codemaster standards. Magnus, 7 tenths, it was 5 tenths off Iron Knight. Couple of laps to go if you're going to mount an attack. This is where you want to do it. Get your ears re-saved up. Try and size up your opponent. See where he's slow, see where he's fast. Try and figure out the best place on the track to lunge and stand up and overtake. It's not going to be easy getting the car slowed down in these weather conditions. Rika 28.9 and he's within the top 10. Potentially going to take the fastest lap. Provisionally holds it. 2 laps to go. Magnus on the back of Iron Knight, only half a second separate them. Similar amount of airs usage for them both. Car number 22 of Iron Knight. Not much more than a width of a fag paper between them as they come round turn 10. We're about to start the final lap. And they keep exit. Heard of a wobble by the Mercedes, but I don't think it was anything too much to worry about. Magnus on the ERS button, holding overtake. I think Iron Knight's had a slightly better exit from turn 16. It's enough to keep him ahead. Bartman on Maverick. Not close enough. It's the final lap of the race. Corrects the van. Can he give us something exciting? 3 tenths off Seaton. He's going for it. Chooses the inside line. Oh, he was out there of contact, turned in a little bit too early there, correct. Wait, make sure you clear off the car. But he's through. I think he was through regardless, but he just needs to look in the rear view before he turns in. Found like a bit of a contact, but nothing major, as Maverick picks up his 3-second time penalty. So this is it now, the final couple of corners. Can Barcelona do anything about him and take that final spot on the podium? But for duty is reserving tonight in the Alfa Romeo as he comes round the final corner and wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Closely followed by Iron Knight, who will take the 25 points. Magnus Nicolay, P2, with Maverick, final step of the podium. Fantastic result, half a second. Oh, it is Bartman. Oh, what a comeback drive. I think imagine what he could have done if he didn't box for when he did, or boxed a lap earlier, or even just followed his teammate in. We'll see a few position changes there. Ben Carden has got a couple of penalties. Been jumped by Greeker over the line. Looking at these, a couple of seconds to spin up. Bagos has lost out by 16 thousandths of a second from correct advance P8. They're all coming over the line with unserved penalties. Liam, P11 wasn't ideal, but he did start P17, so up 6. Maverick, potential driver of the day, up 10 positions. And a solid effort by Lee Darkside. He's finished the Grand Prix, which is the main thing. These torrential conditions, we have lost 5 drivers, so he hasn't done a bad job to actually get to the end of the race. Crosses the line now, and there we have it. Podium celebrations. Yep, definitely. There was a couple of poor mistimed pit stops, I think, there at the end. Well, there we have it. Couple of penalties. Greeker, P6 without a penalty, so, and the fastest lap, obviously probably taken due to the better rubber towards the end, but what could have been if he didn't box. Same as Barsaman, up to from P4. Have a quick look at the race director. Have a look at the incidents. 8 seconds. Going to be a few. I think I just caught them. But there we have it. Monday Night Rookie, round 6. It's been completed. A wet race, separating the men from the boys. So join me again next Monday. Will be round 7. I'll be back again live. And then once all this is done, we'll be racing Friday night. And then again on Sunday for Formula 2. So if you're joining, you fancy joining the league, RRL, your fans on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, join the league. We've got 4 seats open for Formula 2, and we have, I think we're full now for Mondays. Monday's full, Friday's full, but yeah, Formula 2 on a Sunday if you fancy it. Drop us a message, we'll try and sort you out. But from the rest of the guys, thank you for tonight. I've had a good enjoyed race. Watching that, it was exciting. I enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you very much to all of you lot, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much.